Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Now, in the last few episodes, I've been working on building this motor factory. And I'm pleased to say that you're here for the grand opening. It's the crack of dawn, and I have a lot to show off. I've been a busy boy. Oh, that's a lot of fog. So we can have a look on the right-hand side of the screen as per usual. We're going to get back on a more regular cadence with these episodes, as I got a little bit bogged down in here. But I've learned a lot, and I feel like future factory builds are going to be only better because of it. So over the right-hand side, we have our to-do list. Powering on the motor factory, advancing the milestone for oil processing, advancing the MAM by unlocking several different things in it, finding oil, harvesting it, and getting plastic and rubber production up and running. An ambitious episode, some may say, but I feel like we can get it done. So, as may be clear by the to-do list, this place is not powered on right now. And in fact, it's broken into several sections where it's controlled by different breakers to allow us to power it on. So we have our two miners here on the south side, some of which are overclocked, and we have our first breaker for the first iron miners. We're going to slowly power this entire place on, of which I've never fully done. So I'm hoping that everything goes okay. The miners are down, overclocked out of their mines. Let's get into the first logistical floor. So, in here, you may have remembered or seen this before. This logistical floor basically will be sending in all of this ore and then feeding it up to the smelters up above, of which there are 12. Those smelters, once they're done, feed down across from it and come out and go in over to the other side of this room and make rods. So that's all that this place does. It takes in ore, shovels it up, brings down ingots, and sends that out to make rods. Alright, let's move over to the next set of miners, to the east exit, the east iron miners. So, in building this place, I've learned a lot about myself. I've gone on a journey, and I think I know how to build these factories a little bit better in future. This one, like I said, it's almost done, but there's a few things that I'd like to change if I could. So there's two other iron miners here, basically just feeding up many floors all the way up to the steel forges. We'll just travel back outside now. So one of the biggest things I learned in building it is that we don't have a really great way to get around. Right, this music's going to get a bit loud again. It's going to turn it down a bit. There's not really a great way to get around. I did hope that in here I was going to have a sort of a hypertube network, but I didn't really forward plan that well, and a lot of the floors up above would obstruct it. In future, I'm going to have a nice spiral staircase central pillar support area, hopefully, that kind of deals with all that. Now, I just ran through here without really looking at it, but just really quickly, that's what it kind of looks like on the way in. So it's the main facility, and floor 2, smeltery and rod production. Even the signs need to be readjusted and replaced, because the way I outline what floor is what is a bit strange. It's kind of telling you where you're going onto the next floor, but it almost seems like this is the third floor for logistics, whereas really I meant like up there is, if that makes sense. Anyways, here's our 22 constructors that will be making rods. Here are our smelters that we'll just power on really quickly. Now that they're up and running, they'll be taking in all of that iron ore and having a great old time. We can see the steel factory over in the distance, the Caterium factory is somewhere out that way, and the other parts of the... well, basically that's where we're heading now, over to the copper section. I just wanted to really feel the place out and let you get a good sense for the scale of it. At least for me, it's a huge build. I know there are people out there that do incredible things. Alright, so all of this ingots will be feeding up to these machines getting backed up. We'll let them get backed up. By the way, a lot of people say, and I see this comment quite frequently, why don't you just leave the machines running and then turn them on when you need them, and that way they'll get full up? It's because when they're turned off, they don't fill up. So you can't cheat the manifold system, at least not that I know of. Not that way, anyway. Alright, to the copper smeltery and to the copper miner. Let's go. So down here is wire production. We've got 8 constructors dealing 240 wire per minute. And we have to go outside to get down around to the actual miner. So there's our miner. Should be doing 120 copper per minute this area. So that's the miner activated. We can just take a quick look at how that's going to be looking downstairs. So obviously, ore coming out of this way, getting split into 4 smelters. And these 4 smelters then feed to the area we were just in. The wire production. Ore traveling up, wire traveling down, ore traveling up, wire traveling down. Down. All of the wire then comes out onto one belt and gets fed up into our glass cases so that they look really nice, and they go up multiple floors then. So that's essentially what happens in here. Nothing too crazy about it. Let's just turn on those smelters real quick. Now, there's absolutely no reason to have all these different breakers. I just thought it'd be cool. So it's just something I wanted to do. But we can see the copper ingots are flowing. Alright, let's get back over towards the wire production. We can turn on these buildings now. $240 wire per minute. Activate. So, we need to turn on the rods, and then we should hopefully be able to watch it flow up the glass cases in a second. Alright, iron rods. Boom. That's all of these machines on all at the same time. So, while the machines don't get backed up, the belts do. So at least they all get to take in stuff at the same time. But the farthest away machines from the belts will start running out and sputtering a bit until everything gets basically backed up. One way you could cheat manifold is just by throwing in everything manually to make it all 100%, and then everything would be flowing for a while. But all of these rods are going to be printed, produced at the bottom and start flowing up here. 2 of these are operating at 75 each on the belt, and this one is at like 187. So this is a different speed belt, which can look a little weird. Now the shine on these windows is a little ridiculous. I feel like in other people's videos it's not like that for me, and even when I cut away these windows it still did that. But if you get up higher, you don't see that, so I don't know what that's all about. Even when this was the only thing I had in this entire place, it was still hard to see in there. Anyway, we can see the wire is starting to flow up now as well, so it's time to move up the floor. Let's see where all this goes. Through to the next logistics level. Floor 3, is it? Floor 3, logistics. So here we are. So pretty straightforward. It's kind of all... Every floor sort of operates the same. Everything gets fed up, divided into machines, and then fed down, and then fed back up. So the iron rods that we saw coming up there, they're coming up 75 merged onto a belt of 150 and going up all the way up to be made into rotors. The others, though, the 187, that's the faster belt, is getting divided 3 ways, is it? Or 4 ways? So let's see, it comes in here, it gets divided again and again. So yeah, 4 ways in total. Going off to that row, that row, that row, and that row, and they're going up to make screws. So it's pretty busy. 750 screws, I think, in total. So the screws aren't coming down yet, because of course we haven't turned on those machines. So screw production is up at level 4. We can also go to level 5 to get to logistics and above, which is where everything is finally done. So we have our screws being made here. Activate. Print. I will check that out in a second, but we can see kind of where we are. We're just like tiering ourselves up higher and higher. This place is kind of interesting as well because we've got a little cut through to watch other things going on. Like the wire production and the rods that are going up further. So they're going to be made into stators, but they're getting backed up already. We'll have to get around to that. And we should be able to see the screws traveling up the different belts now. There we go. Looks good. I want to see that, you know, rammed. I never want to see a gap. We've already rammed one of them because, again, the machines above aren't being used just yet. All right, let's back off and we can check out what's going on the next floor up. So up towards Logistics 5, we take this little staircase up here. Logistics 5, this is where the iron and the coal finally meet to go into the forges. Then we'll have steel plates. Well, let's just turn things on and we can check it out after the fact. We're going to have to wait a while for the first few motors to get made. So the steel foundries, activate. You'll love to see it. Steel pipes. They'll come on after they get the steel out of there. We've got our assemblers for rotors, which should activate once they get their screws fed in, actually. Yeah, I guess the belts were just jammed, right? So that'll be all rotors, and then over here should be all stators. And they'll get fed their little different components, and then finally we have 3 machines here at the end that will be taking in the stators and the rotors and making motors. So we're not going to see that for a little bit. Well, let's just hop through the ground really quickly. Let's just hop over here, I guess. Ugh. Patch that back in. You never saw it. Okay, so we can check on what's going on down on this floor. It's a busy floor. Very busy indeed. So this is just where we were a minute ago, right? There's the iron and the coal over there. Oh, just had our autosave. So steel is being fed down and going onto a quicker and quicker belt, and then coming out this way, going back up into the 5 steel pipe machines, one of which is, I believe, underclocked. They're coming back down, and then they feed straight out along this way. Along this way, then they get fed up into the different stator machines. Stators need wire and steel pipes. So the wire is coming in from back there and then being fed around in the opposite direction to the pipes. So those two are working just fine together in tandem. And then the the stators that get made come down in the middle here. So they come down and all join up through these mergers and get fed out that way onto this belt. So there we go. Our stators are being merged with our rotors. So very much the same is happening on the other side, but with like a copious amount of screws instead. So they're going to both flow basically down that way and end up becoming motors. And that's it. So yeah, just to recap, remember the 4 screws that are flying up on the glass panes? That's where they come in here. So they come up at different levels. That one is really high up. That one's a little less high. Same height as that, and then a bit lower. So they could all feed together. Remember, it's 750 screws, and they should be evenly divided. I've tried to triple, quadruple check these belts to make sure I am splitting things correctly and they get fed correctly. And what we can do eventually is check upstairs. And that way we can eventually see if everything goes up to... It should all go up to 100% efficiency on the machines. I need to make a place where we go upstairs that we can ride that bad boy over towards, yeah, I think he basically goes back towards our base. Hey, he flies right over the steel area. If we hooked up a parachute, jumped on it, that'd be pretty fun. Alright, so you probably wonder where the screws go. The original plan was to have them kind of feed up on a belt like this and look kind of cool behind here, but that hasn't really materialized because there's nothing below us, actually. We're kind of hanging over the edge of nothing now. And then they basically will get stored in there. So we're waiting for the first 10 to get made, because I've actually made 40 in between episodes, because I knew this would take a while once we power the place on. So we sort of just have to wait for it. So I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I need to show then? I don't think so. We could check the efficiency of these machines and see how they're all doing. So let's just check this one, for instance. So it's at 79% efficiency. They're short on rods, which are obviously just getting fed in slowly between all the different belts. So these are just going to sputter on and off for a little while until eventually they all get backed up, and then they should all be operating at 100%. Something else I didn't plan on doing, or I wish I had done, was create areas of, what's the word? Overflow, right? We need, and you could still do that. We could go around the place and add overflow to all of these machines. Not to the machines themselves, but to the belts, right? You want to get the overflow before the belt reaches its first machine. That way, only when they all get backed up do you actually spill the overflow then into an awesome sink. So that's something I would have needed to do. However, all the machines should be synced one-to-one resources with everything, unless the only way that's not true is if some of the belts are incorrect, which could be possible. I make mistakes now and then. Let's see if any of these actually turn on. There we go. We've got at least one being made right now. So yeah, I think that's what I would do in future. So in future builds, what I'll end up doing is I'm going to start with the transport area first. Basically by building a giant set of like 4 pillars. You know, you can get like these space them out with like 4 foundations in between, and that's room for you to get around and get to every floor easily. And then I'll have every second floor be logistics. That worked out really well for me and made things a lot cleaner and easier for me to decide on, and then work out kind of where the pathways are going to go and then where the excess goods are going to be stored, because this is so awkward to get to. I have to run up to the 5th floor of this building to pick up my 10 motors, you know? So it's obviously like not ideal. And I could just feed it out down below. So for those wondering, if we look out here and we look out here, it's basically open air country, you know, all the way down. So there's definitely room to do something with bringing stuff down below if I wanted to. But for the aesthetics of it, I guess I just have it this way for now. Ow. My head. Alright, that should be our 10. We are good to go. It's 12, in fact. Too many. Alright, so that should now eventually, you know, once give it an hour, it'll start making 15 motors per minute once this whole building powers on. But that is powering on the motor factory. I hope people kind of enjoyed this brief tour. Didn't want to spend too long. We've got a lot to do in this episode. But we have everything we need to now start advancing oil processing. So we're going to get out of here, get on the Explorer, and make tracks. super easy way to get out of here. Definitely not convoluted or annoying or awkward at all. Can we look back one last time? I'm seeing most of the machines are on already, which is good. Let's just climb up for a sec. There we go. Yeah, looking pretty good. We can take a last look at the belts. There we go. Nice consistent flow rate for wire. They should be an even flow rate. It's just the rods that had to be a little bit different. Kind of going up at different rates. Producing a lot though. Alright, cool. Let's get out of here. So I've left the Explorer just parked kind of outside here. I've gotten rid of a bunch of all the other stuff that was kind of hanging around this area. And that's the motor factory. So lessons have been learned. Fun overall, but man, it was such a hassle building all of that. Such a hassle. But yeah, learned good lessons. I think next time in future as well, like I said, I won't feel the need to speed up as much as possible because I'll have a more organized way of building, I guess. That was really weird. The car just got really loud when I zoomed in on it. Alright, here we are at our very first factory. Oh, the difference. Surprisingly, actually, not that different. Alright, let's just hop out. Easier to get to the top floor of this one, though, than the other one. Look at that in the distance. So cool. Just see, like, the glass, and then we've got the bridge that feeds the coal and everything all the way over there. And our lovely little creature patrolling it. Alright, let's get this oil processing done. So, oil processing. Current milestone. Oil extractor, refinery, valves, plastic, rubber. Extra products in the shops, which I'm not actually even sure what they are, because they don't exactly tell you. You just have to notice what's new. And then we can scan for crude oil. Now, I'll admit, I had a look. I've gotten oil, before. And we're going to go to where I've gotten it before, and also where people said you should just go and get it, which is the northwestern coast of the map. Sweet.
Milestone reached. Oil acquisition and refining unlocked. Oil-based products can now be made. The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refinery. Caution. This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
Alright, we can unlock nutritional processor in the map. And what else could we get? I actually might have what I need that. 10 nuts, 4 berries, and 2 bacon. Do I have it? I think so. I can complete another tree. So that's the nutritional inhaler. Now, I already have one of those. I think. Nutritional inhaler. Unless it's different than the medicinal inhaler. But it doesn't seem like it. Maybe? Let's find out. Don't see it there. Is it equipment? Oh yeah. Protein inhaler and nutritional inhaler. What's the difference? Fully restores health when used. Fully restores health when used. So it's just a different recipe for the same thing, is it? It can be produced from a variety of different ingredients. Huh. So I guess one is more meat-based and one is for vegans, maybe. Or vegetarian. Alright, cool. Fair enough. I just wanted to get some more of that stuff done. It's nice to like kind of tick these off. Oh yeah, this is another thing I noticed. We've got mycelia. We can do this one. Let me just store back some of this stuff. Mycelia. So this is going to be just a key node to unlock other things. Medicinal properties. Medical properties. Let's go. Again, a vitamin inhaler and a therapeutic inhaler. Okay. I just didn't know what was there. What else do we have? We can't do that one right now. Fabric polymer resin should be something we're getting soon. And I could do that one soon enough if we get 50 fabric. We just need more, what's it called? Mycelia. This can be done. 5 capsules. Let's do that. Expanded tool belt. There we go. We can carry up to 5 things now. Nice. Just a few little bits, odds and ends, bits and pieces to be done there. Let's just toss back some of the things I'm probably not going to use here for a while. Alright, cool. Okay, so that is advancing the milestone. We've got oil processing. We have to wait another 10 minutes before the next one, and advancing the mom. Oh shit, it's unsafe. There we go. Alright, so we have to find oil. I roughly know where it is, but I haven't driven out there before, so we'll see how that goes. Manufacturer, truck, computer, modular engine, and adaptive control unit. I have no idea how you make these three things. Or the truck. Actually, I don't know how you make any of it. I'm sure not making these isn't too difficult, but these things I have no idea the recipe. People always complain about heavy modular frames, so I'm guessing that's going to be a pain. So we need 200 rubber, 200 plastic, and then 100 motors. So we're obviously going to be saving up the motors in the distance. No big deal. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drive out to the oil, find it, and then I'll probably... I'll probably cut, drive back, grab the extra motors, because that's what we're going to need to make oil, I think. Or harvest oil. And then I'll pull the power lines out. So we'll make this first trip together. See if we can find a few hard drives on the way, actually. I think there is one up near the oil. Or the coal that I have. Because, yeah, people have been saying, man, you know, so much easier if you got the alternative recipes for that motor factory, but what can I say? I'm stubborn. Not really. I just gotta be honest. People ask me, like, why don't you do this? Why don't you? It's like, I don't know. It's my first time really getting this far, so I don't look up things before I do it. I just play the game. It's more fun to me that way. So I couldn't tell you what one alternate recipe in the game is, to be honest. Couldn't tell you. Remember this place? Alright, let's just drive down here. I know that we can take a little ramp up, and we can actually drive around a different way, but this way is fine too. If not a little bumpy. That power should still be plenty for what we want to do in future. Now, I think we have to go this way somewhere. Let me just check the map. Yeah, we need to go up and around. Yeah. Excuse me, little birdie. So obviously out that direction is our quartz refinery, which I think we're going to need some of that in future as well. And then, there we go. We have a hard drive submerged in the water. Hello. Alright, let's check it out. I'm not messing around today. Feels bad. Okay, what do we have? Cable lying on the ground. Sure. More cable. Got some wire. Reinforced plates. Don't quite see anything else. I was hoping to see some circuit boards. Oh, modular frames are right there, actually. Alright, let's take those. Alright, cool. Can we open this? Oh no, we have to open the thing in the water, don't we? Okay. Let's see what we need. Just some steel. Not bad. Oh, no. It needs 20 megawatts of power. Oh, actually, though. It needs power, but we're really close to power. So we could do that really quickly. We don't have to go anywhere. Let's just set up a power pole. Attach it to that. Let's drag this out this way. Our coal generators are just over this waterfall, aren't they? So we should be able to just reach it, I think. Might be a little tricky. I've got an idea. Yes, let's go. It actually works. Oh my god. This is so finicky. Alright, I made it. Slick. Now let's just hook this up to any one of these. That should give us the power we need. Now the question is, can you zipline up? I doubt it. No. Oh my god, you can! There we go. I wasn't sure because I asked in the previous episode, nobody answered, so I was just like, yeah, probably not. Sweet. First time doing it. So we should be able to do that now. Just open this up. We have the steel beams required. Did it say we had a... We have 66 and it needed 4. Okay. Boom. Alright, there we go. A hard drive. And we can check what's on it later. Now I'm going to get rid of these poles, probably. I need to extend power out here myself eventually. But I'll do it in a bit more of an organized way. Right. Let's just continue our journey. I'll clean that up on the way back. So there is actually a way straight over... Whoops. Straight over there. We're basically trying to get out to roughly around here. But I think we can just go up and drive out. So let's just do that first. I was a bit confused if I was on the wrong road there for a sec. Alright, let's see if we can spot any more hard drives on the way. There's a yellow slug right there. Could grab him. There's someone guarding it. Haha, can't get me. You can't get me. Alright, sweet. We are at the coast, I think. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. And we're out. See you later. Smooth. Hey, there's another hard drive right up ahead. So basically, a long time... When I did my old run of this game, I started somewhere out that way. I think it might have been... I don't know what biome was over that way, to the north, but like desert, maybe, or something. That's where I played, and I remember coming down... Oh. Coming down this way and finding oil out here. Hello? Okay, he's gone. Alright, let's see what we need. Oh, there's a hatcher. And is that heavy modular frames? It is. Oh, and circuits here as well. Not enough room for this stuff. We can stick it in the back of the car. Let's just put some of that wire in there. By the way, I was using color cartridges. I was saying before, I don't know what they're used for anymore, but they're actually used for painting the patterns on the ground when you get the customizer stuff unlocked. I suppose we can keep the hard drive. Well, I'll just put it in there anyway. Alright, cool. Guess that's it. Alright, let's check what we need. Oh, it just works. Sweet. Easy. Another hard drive. Boom. Alright, we could check 2 alternate recipes later on now. Let's check if there's anything in the water. Nope. Alright, good. We're good to keep going. Let's just do a scan now that we're pretty close. Oh no. Oh, there we go. That was a little further than I anticipated. Alright, cool. 3 deposits. Actually, you can check what they are now, can't you? Pure, normal, and normal. Alright, let's get rolling. Ow, what the hell was that? I think this water is shallow enough for us to just drive through. Yep. Dealt with. Alright, what do we have? This is the normal one. One of the normal ones. Sweet. And then I guess we just build our oil extractor right on top. We'll probably build foundations, I guess. But yeah, we need a load of motors. So I'll have to go back. I'm going to bring power all along the coast to the beach, back to the coal generators. And then set up these places. Let's just clear these for the enemies that are here. And then when we come back, we can just set up the God, it's so loud. Not that I need biomass right now. Is that the other one over there? I think so. What is this, by the way? Whoa. Uranium, I guess, right? I think if you pick that up, you just start taking damage. No, I'm taking damage right now. What would happen if I just went... I won't risk it. You guys can tell me what to do with that. I guess I need a radiation suit or something, right? Alright, he's not even bothering me, so I'll leave him. Let's just clear the hatches from these areas, and then I'll be good to run back. I'm such a pro, man. Such a pro. Fighting these enemies that can barely hit me. Alright, cleared. What deposit is this? Is this pure? This is the pure one, so the other one should be just a bit further. Why is this still enshrouded in darkness? I don't know. What do we have here? Ooh, SAM ore. Again, I'm not really too sure what that does. I feel like it might not do anything. And then we'll just search crude oil one last time. So there's one over there. Oh, I must have ran past it. Oh, it's right over there. Okay, sweet. Interesting, yeah. So I know that with oil, you need some water, right? So it's pretty good to have water right here. Because you can just build water extractors on this. There's it's the open ocean, essentially. So really no limit to the amount we want. Almost. This is guarded as well, goddamn. I would have thought that this would be the pure one. Where did it... Oh, yeah, where does he go? The same one did the other one did the same thing. Anyway, alright, so that should be the area totally clear. We can head back now. Basically, I'll basically probably just cut back to here, right? Cut back to coming back up here with power and everything sorted. Because I'm just going to really run down, visit the motor factory, pick up as many motors as I can, come back up here, and start building. So what do we need? A refinery... Oil extractor, so that's 15 motors, this is 10. I'll just make sure I have everything I need. Industrial, encased industrial beams, we got loads of them, no problems there. I'll need to bring myself a lot of cable, I'm sure as well. And just double check I've got concrete and everything like that. Alright, so when I come back, we're going to start building oil. We found it, so we could just do that. We now need to harvest it. Alright, let's cut here. Alrighty then, so that should be power extended all the way out here. I also ran back to the motor factory, picked up a bunch of motors. It seems like the factory is currently up to about 60%, at least the 3 last machines. One's at 100, one's at 58, and one was at 59. So yeah, basically just touching on 60% efficiency as they get their rolling start going. So here's the first oil deposit. That's a normal deposit, and there was a normal over there and then a pure over there. I'm just going to work with this one though, you know, I don't know, it's the closest one, it's fine. If we need more we can always go further out, and we can overclock this one if we need to as well. So Oil Extractor, we'll start with, let's just see, can we clear maybe some of that foliage just immediately around this area? Good. I might leave that tree there. That's fine. We should be mostly... Oh, I didn't check if I have what I need for a water extractor. Hopefully I do. Let's just check now. Yeah. Okay, fine. All right, cool. Yeah, so let's just go with foundations. Just go with the level 2 foundation. Start there. Build our extractor on top of this. This is going to be kind of quick and dirty just to get us to the next few milestones before we can build properly when we get like a packager and a manufacturer machine. Right now, we just need to kind of get ourselves some basic rubber and plastic going. Okay. I don't know, what could I throw down on the ground? All of this protein that I really don't need. Alright, cool. So there we go. The first oil extractor. Let's make it black. Black and yellow I kind of think looks cool. Because it is oil after all. 120 meters cubed per minute of crude oil. That's a normal deposit. So we could overclock that if we need to. I think I am going to need like... I think I worked out something like 210. Again, could be over on the other side. I'm just not going to do it because I know it'll drive some of you crazy. No, mostly just because, I don't know, I'm too lazy to go over there and this, like, the uranium's in the way. Just, I don't know, little things like that. We'll go over there eventually, though, and probably pump it all up into one big facility. But not today. Okay, so that's pretty much us towards the water. Maybe just there and there. I guess we'll say goodnight to this. Always harvest your nuts. Alright. Maybe a lookout tower would help get some visibility on this whole thing. So remember, up in the top right, we need 100 motors, 200 plastic, 200 rubber, and 1,000 cable. I've got everything. Well, I've got the motors and I've got the cable, right? We just need plastic and rubber, which we can do now, so we'll see how this goes. So let's just extend this all out. And then we're going to really have to start setting up. I can't believe, actually, I've gotten this far without ever using tractors for, like automated tractors. I've done everything. I've either just built little facilities or moved things just between them when I need to, like the final product. Because you could do stuff like that for the motor factory, but it's like, oh, I feel like I have everything there, so I just made everything in one spot. Okay. So, let's check out the rates of these things. Let's just pop down a refinery. Ooh, big building, actually. So, a refinery can make plastic, residual plastic rubber, petroleum coke, fuel, and residual fuel. So, the residuals take in the leftovers of the initials, right? And then combine it with either water or something else. Residual rubber and residual fuel. So heavy oil residue. Okay, so we want to make plastic. To do so, we need 30 crude oil. It's going to pump out heavy oil residue and some plastic. The oil residue that we get, we could maybe make... Yeah. I tell you what, let's make fuel. We'll get fuel, we'll get 30 polymer resin. If we do that twice, which will use the full deposit of 120, then we'll have enough to make residual plastic, because that'll be 60 resin mixed with 20 water. It's 20 plastic per minute. It's not that much, though. But, you know, it's not too bad either. Now, the heavy oil residue, what can we use that for? Just for petroleum coke, is it? And residual fuel. There's 60 there. Okay, 60. And how much do you get? Sorry, how much do you get out of here? Just 10. And how much do you get out of here? 20. Hmm. Okay. Could try that. Let's do 4 of those then. 4 of those would take everything from this. That means we're not producing any fuel, but we don't need fuel yet. It would be nice to have it, but nothing we have takes fuel. And we don't have fuel processing as a thing unlocked yet. So, yeah. Let's just use what we actually can. I mean, you could still get it. You can still get plastic that way and just have it off on the side, right? In a storage thing for later. But, I don't know. Don't really see the point. I might just gain some height again and start building this. So it's going to be split. Let me just double check. There's going to be split 4 ways. And then I'll do the piping and then lay out the machines. I guess that's the best way to do it. So, the refinery. Again, I just need to check that recipe one more time. So, 30 in, 20 out, 10 out. 30 in, 20 out, 10 out. So that'll give us 20 heavy oil residue in total from these 2. And then we could do 2 more that are going to be rubber. So 30 in, that's another 2. That's 40, and that's 40. So 40 plus 20 is 60. And then we could have a 5th one that doesn't need to take in crude oil. Instead, it'll just take in heavy oil residue. And we could churn out some fuel, right, as a resulting thing. Or you could churn out petroleum coke, used for crafting a carbon-rich material distilled from heavy oil residue, used as a less efficient coal replacement, or for aluminum refinement. Oh, right, so maybe we need it for that. So either one of those is good by me. Don't know. Haven't done any of this stuff yet, so... so yeah, so we know that this is going to break down into 4. So if we just scroll to our thing tab, we could just go like this. It's not going to be perfectly aligned because we can't get it to be. At least not while it's on a foundation. So let's start somewhere like there. That's going to split it twice. And then we need to split it 2 more times. So we'll even it out. Something like that, I guess. Alright, so refinery. Let's pop it somewhere in the center like here. As I get a bit more used to these things, then obviously I can get better at laying these things out. But it's kind of my first time, and then I'll have a look at the rates and stuff and get placement to be a bit better in future. Alright, that's our pipes being fed in. Into those 2, and then we'll get 2 over on the left, and then we can put the refiner in the middle, maybe, the one that's doing the other thing. Oh, maybe not, actually, we don't have any room for it. Alright, good. That is oh man, look at the sun, the way the sun and the lighting is hitting that now. Oh my god, it's beautiful. My music has just gone off though. I'm just going to turn it back up. God, look at that. It's so good looking. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what color pipes we should go with. I mean, I guess it's crude oil. We could go with black. With a yellow accent, maybe. Yeah, that might be kind of cool. Nice. I'll just leave it the way it is for now. I have to invert the colors around. I like the way you can have a custom swatch. That's nice, but I wish they'd let you have like 5 or 6 that you could just like tab between. I know you've got these ones, but that changes everything when you do that, so. Anyways, whatever. Alright, cool. So that's gonna be, let's say plastic on the left. Plastic on the left. So outputting a little bit of heavy oil residue. That's got to be merged back up and then thrown into another refiner. Rubber then on the right. 20 over there. 20 over there. Alright. 3, 6, 9, 12. 120 crude oil coming out of this machine going into these 4. Operational. I'm going to spill out over to the water now, I guess. Not that I really mind. I thought we'd actually need water extractor. Oh my god, I'm almost out of concrete. That's a bit of an issue. Do I have any with me here? I actually don't. Okay, well, let's just cut away some of this for temporary measures so I don't have to run back yet. Just need a bit of space to redirect the heavy oil out. So, this is going to be plastic on this side. Okay. Well, really, I'm just storing it. I'm not using it for anything at the moment, I don't think. Although, there is some stuff you can use with it, isn't there? Maybe not yet. I think that's later on. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you can... Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The packager gives you... allows you to use plastic, I think, to make those packets, I guess, packages. So you can actually take liquids with you in your inventory. But I haven't gotten there yet. That's just why I had constructors in the list, because I knew that eventually you're going to need those, but that's probably not till the next episode, at the very least. Okay, so crude oil. Let's just mix that up first, get it combined on some sort of pipeline. So just go like this. And then I'll get another refiner here where it feeds in from this side. And that's where the heavy oil residue will go into. And create us some residual fuel, right? Is that what we want? Or petroleum coke, whatever. It's the same amount either way, isn't it? This is 60. And this is... oh, this is 40. Well, we have 60, I think, right? Let me just double check that we have 60. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being such an idiot. Yeah, we do. Okay, good. We've got 60, so we might as well make the residual fuel. And we can store that up in some big container for a little while. Alrighty, and then this is going to flow. And then, see, we've unlocked a valve as well. I've never used those. I wonder what that's going to be needed for specifically. It says something to do with controlling the amounts that go into different things, but... yeah, okay, I guess so. Alright. So that's going to churn out our plastic on this side, and then rubber on the other side. So very simply, I guess we'll just make little lifts. Go out this way. And then much like we've done before, we'll use the, almost as a temporary thing, just use mergers to see where they need to fit. And we could actually merge this all up sushi style onto one belt and put it in one container, because this is sort of a temporary setup. So yeah, I think I'll do that actually. So this is the way I want it to go, yeah? Yep. Alright, so we just need those three to do the same thing, basically. 1, 2, 3. And this will be the final one. Let's get rid of the bottom bits. And hook it all up. So, what's our speeds? Not that it really matters. 20. So 40, and then also combining with the rubber is going to be 20. So we're making 40 of each. 40 plastic and 40 rubber. Cool. So it's going to be 80, so we'll use the tier 2 belt. I'm not sure how I did that. Ah, you mother effer. See, this is what the holding control gets you in this world. That's. I hope you're happy. Hold control, they say. I'll never get over this. Don't know why I even do that on the bottom one. It doesn't matter. Alright, this one here. Okay, cool. So, with that done, hook up the tier 2 belts. Wow, this is a heavy shower. With the music, it's quite nice though. But it's really loud. Alright, we're almost done. Let's just get, we just have to power this all on, right? So, I feel like I've forgotten something though, have I? This one's not hooked up. And then the residual, so that comes out and then we have to basically just hook it up to a storage bin for now. Please tell me I've got enough for one. Yeah, doesn't require concrete. Might go with a conveyor pole just right here. Alright, not the smoothest looking thing ever, but not too bad. We could do smart splitting as well if you ever wanted to, but that's just completely unnecessarily complicated. This music's gotten super loud again. Alright, so that should be it. We just need to hook it all up to power. This is what it's taking in. We just need to then say that this needs to go into a sort of fluid buffer. And we'll be done. And eventually we'll get a packager for that. Does this produce any byproduct? No. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's everything we need. We can actually watch it from up top. So we'll just hook it up all up to power. Let's just get our power lines set up for everything else first. Oh, I'm out of concrete. Damn. Gonna have to get rid of some of this. Alright, I'll have to go back and fetch some concrete again. Last time I ran all the way back. Now I can at least just drive back. Soon we're gonna have to start thinking of transportation, trucks, trains. It's gonna be fun. And I mean it, I'm looking forward to it. I love the automatic route, seeing all the things traveling around themselves, but trains I'm really worried about. Alright, so that's them two, and then hooked up to this. Okay, here we go. Should be powering on. Alright, cool. We're seeing the flow happen. Alright, they're getting their crude oil. They're constructing, and they'll send out rubber and heavy oil residue. Let's go up to the top of this. These are big, chunky buildings. Literally 2 floors to them for the walkways, actually. And there we go. We can see our rubber and our plastic coming out. They should be coming out roughly at the same rate, right? Unless I've done something wrong. And there we go. 40 rubber per minute, 40 plastic per minute. And then an excess of the heavy oil residue going in and making us some extra fuel after it gets refined. All of these buildings, by the way, I didn't even check, but 30 megawatts of power. Wow. And then what about the actual... what about the refiner? Or the extractor? That's going to be 40. Wow, that's expensive. 190 megawatts of power. So our capacity, our max consumption possible line, if everything turned on, would go above... Oh, no, it wouldn't. Actually, our capacity would be okay. Our capacity is 2380. Production went up to 21. So we still have about 200 megawatts of power. So we really need to get to that power processing milestone. We might actually have time to run back and finish the next milestone. So let's just toggle these off. These are done. Damn, I don't know why that keeps happening. Normally pressing escape is okay. Guess you have to do this. That's everything on the to-do list done. Man, I haven't done that in an episode in a long time. And then we just need 200. Still have loads. And I've got enough of the motors with me already. Perfect. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. I reckon we let that fill up and then I'll drive back. But that's what we're dealing with. Looks cool. Looks really cool. These are really heavy industrial type buildings, so it's kind of new territory for me. And then after that, we need to check out what's going to go on with... so there's a database, right? Is it B? Nope. I can't remember what the database button is. Does it say in my bottom left? Oh, there we go. Buildings. I don't know if this shows you buildings that you haven't even got yet. I don't think so. Fuel processing. Yeah, I don't think we're there yet. I think we got to unlock it, and then we can check out how it all works. What are we up to? Almost at 100 now. Okay. The rain is eased off for a bit. We need to set up some refiners on the other ones maybe that also make polymer resin, because they're needed for different things. We saw that in the MAM. But then also we can use them in refiners themselves to output a little bit of extra fuel, so... And there goes our fuel. We're up to 90. Yeah, I've noticed this before, where the water, like, kind of, or the liquid, flows out and then flows back in. I don't know if you need valves for that or not, but, like, why would that ever happen? It's only coming from there to here. But it seems to backflow. And I also don't know how we'd ever... No, this is correct. As soon as it hits 12, it goes back down to 6, right? Yeah, so that's correct. Alright, so that is working. It's just weird that we see some little backflow like there. And then when this fills up, this building will stop. And then those will stop. So we actually need a few of these to prevent this backing up too quickly. Just gonna lazily put them all like this. They might get some sloshing and some backflow between them, but whatever. It's just to let them operate for a little longer, because otherwise the heavy oil residue has nowhere to go and the other machines all stop working. There we go, it's actually getting some already. Okay, cool. But that's why we need the industrial fluid buffer, so we'll get that in a little while, and I think this holds 400, those hold 2,400, so pretty good. Almost done. I want to bring you along with me for the drive back. We'll pop everything in, get our 1,000 cable together, which is just across in the cable copper facility, so it shouldn't take too long. Let's just have another little look at our belts. And then we have another oil deposit right over there, ripe for the taking, and another one over there. But I'm worried now about power, so I feel like we can't do much more with buildings until we get that fuel processing up and running. There's no way we could have done this without that big power facility I built. Yeah, we can see the heavy oil residue is a deep purple flowing in between these pipes. Alright, there we go, 200 and... any second now? There we go, 200. Alright, let's take it back with us. That's what we need to complete this, Oh, the other thing you can do, by the way, seeing as we're not going to be using this fuel, may as well just flush this, get it out of here. Just empties it out, basically. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, let's go. Just basically follow the wires back, shouldn't take too long to get home. Love driving along the beaches here as well, it looks so cool. I never really want to destroy this part of the world if I can avoid it. Or if we could get a train going along it, actually that'd be nice. Because it's so scenic. It's like tropical little islands. So I'm pretty sure this actually leads out to the lake. That's where I hooked up the water. But we don't want to go that specifically that way. We want to go down to the right here. Yeah, there we go. Nice carpet path all the way back out. This will open us up into the green grassy plains basin. Do you think this game would exist if Minecraft never came along? Minecraft didn't invent crafting, but it popularized it. And since then, there was obviously mods like Tekkit and a few other things that was all about automation. What if I don't have to craft this every time myself? How can I automate it? And then, you know, eventually you end up with a game like this. That's all about that aspect. Just definitely need to make a road at some point. Alright, we are here. Now I need to actually drive over to the copper really quickly just to give it the, to pick up that cable. Oh, we're just a tiny bit short, yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna store some stuff I know I don't need to advance. And then we'll just pick up that cable, dash back over, maybe we could even zip line over, and we should be good to tick off this milestone, have a look at the buildings we're going to get, and then that gives me time in between episodes to play around with them a bit. One of these here, there we go. Just give me all of it, because I'll need more after I use it. Alright, we're finally home. I think we've got everything we need. Industrial manufacturing. So that's the motors. Boom. That's the plastic. That's the rubber. And that's where the rubber meets the road. 1,000 cable.
Milestone reached. The manufacturer increases production complexity. A critical look at production line logistics and efficiency is recommended during integration. The truck allows for increased efficiency in transportation, automated or otherwise. New project parts enable progress to the next phase.
Hey, we have a truck. Oh, I need 50 rubber and we can build one. We're definitely going to make one of these in the next episode. Hell yeah. I've never been in it, never seen it. So, what's the difference between a truck and a tractor? 48 slot inventory has a built-in crafter bench, can be automated as well. Nicknamed the Unit by Fix-It Pioneers because of its massive frame. This one is a 25 slot inventory. Nicknamed the Sugar Cube because it's pretty sweet, you know. So, it looks like those two are probably the same. I wonder is this slower? And then we have the Explorer. 24 slot built-in craft bench. Fast and nimble. Yeah, so we'll probably just set up trucks and truck stations then, I guess. Say goodbye to our one tractor that we have. I guess we'll keep it. I never named it. Have to give it a little name. Keep it always. Alright, so that's going to be it for the end of this episode. We've got 10-minute timer before we can do the next thing. So the next thing along... Now we have the ability to make computers, modular engines, adaptive control units. I don't even want to look at it. Then it's alternative fluid transport. So that's going to be really important for us. But then also expanded power infrastructure. So we're going to have to make at least 100 computers to get there, and then we can toss in that fuel to get some extra power, because that's what we're going to be struggling for. But luckily, you know, I can shut down different factories with all these different power switches we have if we really need to conserve before building certain things. Turn off the Caterium factory, for instance, something like that. We probably have actually tons of tickets by now, so much time has passed. 26. Give me those. Boom. And it did say we just got some new things in here, but I'm not actually sure what. So I'll have to check all this in between episodes, see what else we can get. We're almost done with getting everything we need, really. Billboards, floodlights, just a few little additional things. I guess then all the other components that are a bit more awkward to use, at least in my opinion. The different foundations, the customizer. Now got different types of roofs. And then I'll put a ticket in the thing, because I know people want me to do that. Alright. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.